Changing Times Media, exploring new ideas that have the power to change the world.
I'm going to say I think it's oftentimes the best kind, though sometimes the data kind of spins off of what we think is working. But if we look deep enough, I think we often, one of the things I work with my clients in weight release is helping them activate an inner authority. And I'll be honest, for myself, the big challenge for me, and this is so interesting because Lisa Davis, last week we were talking about getting in your body and listening to your body, and here we are again talking about it, where for me I've used food to cope so much in my life. It's been such a sort of struggle, and food was the enemy for so many years, and I was always in this constant battle with food. So for me, I've been working with mindful eating a lot, and really slowing down, and even asking my body, do I like this? And then really recognizing what happens after I eat certain foods. I absolutely experience a carb crash. Absolutely. And I, midday, or mid-afternoon, I should say, I eat lunch, and then at mid-afternoon I have a snack. I've been having sardines, which I may have mentioned before, packed in olive oil, but with saltine crackers, so I do cheat a little bit. But I just think it tastes better that way. But not a lot. I mean, that's not a ton of carbs. And I think that wakes me up. It's like it wakes up my brain, and I actually can function for the rest of the day.
Again, sardines. I mean, if you, my kids love sardines,
really?
Oysters. But that's the thing. If you allow them to start to taste this stuff,
right,
and we stop putting our feelings that we think there's kids' foods and there's adult foods.
Exactly.
There's food, and we need to. And I'm again my non-empirical empirical data. If we let these kids do this stuff, it's shocking how much they're willing to try interesting things. And we teach them about their taste buds so they understand what's going on.
It's so cool if you think about where food comes from. I've gotten into quinoa. And the idea is that quinoa is a grain. It is not. It's actually a flour, right, Lisa Fontenessi?
I do believe so.
Yeah.
And it's been around forever. So the point is, it was there a long time ago, but starting to introduce, there's other ways, and really yummy.
But just the idea that kids have a sense of where things come from, I mean, it really does connect the dots, because I really worry about kids feeling disconnected. It's like we live in a viral cyber world. It's like, what is chicken? Oh, chicken, you mean the little animal chicken is the same as the chicken we eat? I mean, that's a revelation for a lot of 7-year-olds.
Oh, it sure is. For my daughter, she still likes to pretend. She's like, I really know that chicken is a chicken that runs around, but I'm just going to pretend it's a different sort of chicken.
Well, that's selective, right? That's her saying, I don't know how to sort out the idea that I'm actually eating an animal, so I'm just going to pretend like it's not.
If we can start teaching kids to be willing to try things, because it becomes this whole peer mentality thing. Like if somebody says yuck, so that's why in my cooking classes we just say we don't want to yuck somebody's yum, because what's yummy to somebody. So if you start to teach them that, but it's adults too, feel free to stand up and say, hey, I like this, because you're going to influence somebody else. And especially if we can get them to influence them in a good way, it's a really important thing. So